Recording in progress.
Love it, love it, love it. Sam, I know you're going to love this one because I know you're all about AI. You showed me some AI features that were really, really cool. And every once in a while, I want to show you all how like we're using AI for some of the agents within the office. And I was actually speaking with one of the real estate agents in the office, and they were mentioning we were having an AI conversation, and it just made me think of all the ways that I would use AI if I was a real estate agent. And so I was, I was thinking about some content. I was thinking about improving some sort of like operational efficiency for myself and like asking it about some sort of like ideas or whatever it may have you. And then I thought, I'm like, what's like something basic? Like, what's like a basic thing that a real estate agent can take and they can like instantly use in their business today? And the most basic thing that I can think of was the property descriptions. And so, as you all know, this isn't going to be like a super like in-depth like chat GPT or like AI talk. I think everybody is well aware of AI and that it's here and every one of us have access to it. And I wanted to walk you all step by step on how I create, or in the past, how I created property descriptions for myself. And when I showed another broker this, they just mentioned to me that it was a very unique way of creating these property descriptions, and they haven't seen that before. And matter of fact, he was asking me, he's like, "Can you create all my property descriptions?" And I was like, "No, I do not have the time for that." And so I wanted to show you all this way of using AI and how deep I get into giving the information to the AI. And so, as you all know, I'm pretty sure every single one of you have heard this saying already, garbage in, garbage out when it comes to AI. And so it's like what you feed it, the quality information that you feed it is going to determine the quality information that it's going to give back to you. And so with that being said, actually let's dive right into my computer and I'm going to show you exactly. James, this might be a refresher for you. This is what I was showing you and Joseph not too long ago when ChatGPT first came out. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. I'm going to pull up ChatGPT. For those of you, I'm assuming that every single one of you know exactly what ChatGPT is. And so I actually pay for their subscription, so I get access to the GPT-4. It's just like to be honest, like you can go on to GPT again because I don't want to deep dive into like the whole ChatGPT because I'm not some sort of like ChatGPT or like AI like what's it called like mogul or anything like that. And so you guys can go on to YouTube, look up all the benefits of ChatGPT. In my mind, I'm just like, all right, cool. What I'm really good at is knowing how to use it in order to get any sort of outcome that I'm trying to get for it. And so for this, property descriptions. And so so our property descriptions, we want property descriptions. We want them to be at least 250 characters or less just because of the portals. I did a little Googling before this and I was just looking at the structure of property descriptions. I was looking at the number of characters a property description should be, what should be in it. So the elements that go into a really good crafted property description that would influence somebody to want to go see that property. I will also say that you could have the most beautiful property description in the world, but if you're not taking high quality photos of that property and doing some sort of 3D virtual tour or some sort of video tour of that home, it's going to decrease the amount of people that see it because obviously us as people, we're very visual people and we want to see photos and videos of the property. And so with that being said, I'm going to share this with you all. I created a prompt that I found in my archive and I updated a little bit just based on my Google searching. And for those of you, you can just put in the chat, anybody who wants this prompt, just let me know. Afterwards, I'll email it over to you from my email, or I'll put it in First Promoter and just share the link with everybody. So just like, just put a, what could you put in there? Just put like AI prompt, like put AI prompt in the chat if you guys want access to the AI prompt. And so, but I'm going to walk you guys through this prompt real quick. And so at the beginning, again, garbage in, garbage out. So the better that your prompt is, the better it's going to give you on the first try, the outcome that I'm trying to attain. And so what I'm going to do is move me over here. And so I'm just going to go through this prompt real quick so you guys can see what I think about when I'm having this interaction, like the dynamic between me and AI. And so what I put is I want you to act as an expert copywriter who specializes in creating property descriptions for realtors with the intention of influencing buyers to want to schedule a showing, right? Make it less than 250 characters. So I'm just going to space this out just to format it myself. So make it less than 250 characters. And the reason being is because obviously it being a property description, I don't want it to be this huge novel of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 characters. I just want it to be something short, sweet, knock out some features that would really awe the consumer for them to, again, want to schedule a showing. And I want it to follow this structure. Here's the structure. I want there to be a headline. I want there to be an opening statement. And I want to feature at least two, like highlight at least two unique selling features of the home. Highlight at least one nearby neighborhood amenity. And a call to action at the end saying schedule a showing today. And then what I did was, again, like I'm just keeping this in mind, garbage in, garbage out. And so like how I treat, this is like a little trick that I do. How I treat AI is like a very intelligent 5-year-old. A very intelligent 5-year-old. That's how I treat AI. And so I have to break down what I want this thing to do. And so then it gives me back what I want. And so this is where I then go to an examples of the structure that I just laid out for it. And so example of each element in the structure above, and then I give it examples. And so for the sake of time, I'm not going to like read through all this. You guys can read it. Whoever wants the AI prompt, you guys can read through these. But I'm just going to read one or two of them. So the headline: condo in Chicago, West Loop condo with private roof deck and sweeping city views. That's a headline, right? So that's one example of the headline. And then an example of the opening statement is this single family home in Austin has been upgraded with stainless steel appliances and features an open concept layout, right? So that's just an example of the opening statement. And then the highlights of the two unique features in there, and I featured the kitchen and then also the energy efficiency of the home. And then one of the neighborhood amenities was walking and biking trails. And then this is very important that I put in here. Avoid using these words: fixer, potential, opportunity, and other words to avoid investor bargain, cosmetic, TLC, must see, and nice, right? And the reason being is because I don't want to give off the impression that, hey, this home, once you come into this home, there's all this work that needs to be done to it. Because again, for the majority of listings that we list as real estate agents, they're all, for the most part, move-in ready, right? And so besides all of the stuff and all of the furniture that's within the house of the listing, besides all that, all you have to do is just move into the house, right? And so I want to avoid giving off that impression that this house needs a ton of work. I'm not targeting investors at all for basic listings. Now, if you're targeting investors for your listings and you actually do sell listings to investors, then yeah, go ahead and put those words in there, because those are the words that they're actually searching for on all of these platforms and on the MLS. And so, avoiding those words, and this is the second most important part in here as well. Be sure to follow these fair housing laws. Fair housing laws prohibit the mention of race, national origin, gender, disability, family status, and more in real estate listings. And so I want to avoid it telling me like, hey, this is a very odd example, but this is a great community for this type of race or this type of religion. We don't want any of those issues coming our way, and so we don't want the MLS or the NAR knocking on our door anytime soon. And so that's the whole structure of it, and me telling it what it needs to do in order to create a property description for myself. At the end, see, now this is the very interesting part. I want you to ask me questions about the property to fill in this structure that I gave you above. Ask me the questions one by one, meaning you ask me, I answer, and then you ask me the next question. At the end of your questioning, create a captivating property description that will influence people to want to inquire to go see this property? Let's start. And so I'm not, and again, for the sake of time, like I'm not going to go through all the questioning. I just want to give you an example of what ChatGPT would spit out when it does this, because my goal is to tell it the structure, to tell it all the elements that I want in my property description, give examples of each one of these elements, and then I want it to be like a conversation. Like I want it to be like, ask me a question, I'm going to answer you. Store that in the ChatGPT world, it's called knowledge. Store that in your knowledge, and then at the end, when you're done with the questions, create this beautiful, captivating property description for me. And so, oh yeah, so and so let's just see what it put. So I put let's start at the end of it, and it says, great, let's dive in. First, what's the headline of the property? Please include the property of please include the type of property and its location, along with any standout features it may have. And so let's do a small. Actually, let's do a. Let's do a. I'm trying to think of the style, the style of homes. Let's do a craftsman style home in the heart of Claremont. So those of you out of state, Claremont is a beautiful like college town, very historic area over here in the California area. So craftsman style home in the heart of Claremont. And then please include the type of property and its location. So in the heart of Claremont, along with any standout features. It has been completely remodeled, but still shows off the, I want to say, traditional style of it. And guys, and the reason why I'm actually typing like this is because one, I actually type like this, and I'm not a copywriter by any means, and so I leverage AI a lot for copywriting. And so yeah, so that's why I'm talking like very elementary to it. It has been completely remodeled, but still shows off the traditional style of the home, because the home was built in 1922. It still has original flooring along with brass doorknobs. Okay, next question. Wonderful. Next, could you provide an opening statement that captures a key feature or benefit of this home? For instance, mentioning recent updates or how the layout flows. So obviously you guys kind of get the picture here. It's going to go through and ask me all these different questions that have to do with this home. And this is very interesting because I'm glad that it did this on here. It didn't do this when I actually practiced it, but I'm glad that it did this on here just to show you all how the dynamic in conversation between me and the AI. Wonderful. Next, could you provide an opening statement that captures the key features? I don't know how to provide opening statements. And so this is where I'm going to tell it, I don't know how to provide an opening statement. Can you guide me through how to do that in question form? Absolutely. Here's a question to help you formulate an opening statement. What is one of the most appealing improvements or features added to the home during the recent remodel? And so, like, you see what I did there? Like, I'm wanting it to create the opening statements for me, and it didn't translate it as that. And so it asked me, hey, can you create the opening statement? I'm like, I don't know how to create it. You create it. And so as you go through here and you start answering these questions, elaborate for it. If you're like, wait a second, like that opening statement, or if you want me to come up with what I'm asking you to come up with, no, that's not what I wanted. Now here's what I actually wanted. And so I'm going to go in here. And so what is one of the most appealing improvements or features added to the home during the recent remodel? There has been a new roof put onto it. It has solar panels and and kitchen has been completely remodeled. And there's an ADU in the back that has all of its permits, right? Great choices. Now, could you highlight 2 unique features of the home that you would like to emphasize? For instance, specific aspects of the kitchen. So let's see. The kitchen. I'm gonna be really general just to see what it spits out. So the kitchen has been modernized, right? With white cabinets and dark blue backsplash. For instance, specific aspects of the kitchen or ADU. ADU looks like a new model studio. All right, cool. Perfect. Lastly, can you mention one nearby neighborhood amenity that would be attractive to potential home buyers? So in Claremont, there are actually lots of hiking trails. So let's say the home sits at the foot or near the foot of the mountain, meaning there are tons of hiking trails near the home. Excellent. Now let's put all these details together into a compelling property description. Craftsman style charm in Claremont, fully remodeled 1922 home with ADU. Like just that makes me like as I'm like actually reading that, I'm like, where is this home? Like where's this home in Claremont? And so the opening statement, Vel in this fully updated Craftsman home, boasting a brand new roof complete with energy saving solar panels. Step into a stunningly modern kitchen with sleek white cabinets set against a dramatic dark blue backsplash. Explore the fully permitted model-like ADU, perfect as a studio or guest house. Located at the mountain base, this home offers easy access to extensive hiking trails, ideal for outdoor enthusiasts. Discover timeless elegance and modern comforts. Schedule your showing today. That's a beautiful, beautiful description. And then I love how at the end it asks, does this encapsulate everything you were looking for? And to me, it does, right? And obviously, you can go in there and say you wanted to change one of the unique features that you were adding to it. You don't want the kitchen and the solar panels. You wanted, maybe the bathroom has one of those very luxurious like tubs and with a vanity or something like that. You can go in here and say, oh yeah, let's instead of the kitchen, or let's add 3 features to it. And so this AI prompt, it's not like just like cut and paste. Like feel free to change the prompt that you want it. Maybe you want 2 amenities of the city and 3 or 4 features of the home. Just be mindful that it's spitting out a property description that is under 250 characters, just so it's easily consumable for the buyers. But overall, that's a beautiful description that I would literally just come in here. This is what I usually do. I just copy that, and then I would get rid of the headline, opening statement, unique features, and neighborhood amenity titles. And then I would literally just copy that and then input it in. I would save it in my notes. And then once you go ahead and list that property, this is when you go into your MLS and you all know the rest. And so, and matter of fact, let me see. So I'm going to put yes. Great. If you need any more adjustments or another property description, feel free to ask. Good luck with your listing. Sam mentioned last time that AI, so this ChatGPT, you can leverage it to if I were to come in here, and this is the last thing I'm going to show you guys. Let me move my my little thing over there. Notice on the left-hand side right here, it says property description creation. I would share, rename, archive. So what I would do is I would make sure that anytime I get a new listing, I come in here and I'm always inputting this new listing into this ChatGPT conversation, if you will, this tab, right? And so say I had a new listing, this is all I would tell it. I have another listing can you go through the same series of questions to create a new listing description? And then it's just going to start that over. But the reason why I'm staying on this tab is because, one, I don't want to have to constantly copy and paste the property, that prompt back and forth into ChatGPT. And two, the knowledge of this structure and the knowledge of the rules that I basically gave it, it not only has an example of what I originally did, but now it has all that stored within its knowledge. And so now when I go to make a new property description, it's going to follow the same rules that I laid out in the beginning when I first, created this. And so let me know if that's helpful to you all. Again, I see that Lainey was in the chat, and for anybody who wants that prompt, I'll go ahead and email it to any one of you guys, or I'll put it into the first promoter and then I'll email it to you guys. But hopefully that was helpful. If anybody has any questions for that, save it to the end. Right now, I just want to get into, yes, Rhonda will email it to you. Right now, Lainey, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I wanted to show you guys one of the features from iCONNCT. One of the real estate agents asked me the other day, hey, how do I get my agent? How do I get my agent? How do I get my customer? Like if I met a customer at an open house, if I met them cold calling, any sort of lead gen source where you meet your customers, how would I guide them through getting logged on to this app so then they can easily just go in there and schedule property tours with me? And so I wanted to take you all through that feature and show you all that process of how it would go. And so, yeah, Lainey, if you could pull up that video. Yeah, everybody will, like, we see all of the everybody in the chat saying to email it to you. So we're gonna make sure to email that AI prompt to you guys so you guys can just copy and paste that in there for you. Okay, and then yeah, so sound is off. So basically, this is on the left hand side is the real estate agent. Yeah, James, I'll send it to you too. On the left hand side is the real estate agent, Stephanie Walker. She's going to be acting as the real estate agent. On the right hand side is the customer. Now, Stephanie Walker just met this customer at an open house, and she was actually looking to buy, just dumped her realtor for whatever sort of reason, and now Stephanie is walking her through. Getting signed up for the app. And so, Lainey, you can go ahead and play it. So the first thing that she's going to do, so Stephanie is actually going to go into her app. Stephanie's going to go into her app, and at the right hand side, you can pause it, Lainey. Sorry, it's going real quick. So at the top right hand corner, you're going to see that box with the arrow going up, and that's the share. And then what's going to pop up is your the two links to either send to an agent or send to a customer. Once you click send to a customer, it's going to give you that link, and it's going to pop up the shareability window within the iPhone. And then what you're going to do is Stephanie is going to find, so in this case, the customer was Lourdes, so the buyer. She's going to go into her text, and then she's going to put buyer, and then Lainey, you can go ahead and play it. And what she's basically doing is just sending the link directly to Lourdes. And so it pops up as a link like that once you send it to one of your buyers. And then Lourdes is going to get this link. And as soon as Lourdes clicks this link, it's going to take her to the page that's dedicated to Stephanie. She's then going to, oh, you could pause it, Lainey, sorry. It's like going super fast. And so what's going to end up, can you like rewind a little bit, Lainey? Sorry. So just to the point to where Lourdes actually like gets the link. Yes, right there. Yeah, so there, yeah, you can start playing it from there. So once Lourdes actually gets this link and she clicks on it, it's going to go to the page of Stephanie. And then on that page, what Stephanie right now in real time is doing is advising her, hey, look, go down to the referral link and copy that link and then paste it into iCONNCT once you download the app. And so you can go ahead and play, Lainey. And so the buyer now is literally going in there, doing exactly what she said, copying that link. She's going out of it. She went into her app store to find the iCONNCT app. And keep in mind, the real estate agent is guiding her through this the whole time. And she downloads the app. And then as soon as she opens the app, she's going to take that same link and then paste it in to where after she inputs her name, email, and phone number. And then she's going to click that box. She's going to input that link. And yeah, there she goes. She's doing it right now. So her name, last name, email, phone number. And then she's going to click the box in the bottom. And then she's going to copy that link. She's going to paste that link into here after she clicks the box for the referral code. And now, every single time that this buyer goes into iCONNCT, you are the first real estate agent to pop up at the top. And so I really love this. I really love this this feature of just just being able to sign up your customers, because obviously we're showing this to teams and teams are doing this at scale. So obviously here at the Warburton team, we're going through what's it called? We're going through 800 to 900 leads every single month that we're kicking over to the agents. And so obviously the ISA, you can pause it now, Laney. So obviously the ISA that we have, the ICAs that we have here, they're the ones who are doing this for the real estate agent. They're scheduling the meeting for the real estate agent, and then the real estate agent is then going through this process with their buyers. And so either before they meet them at the property, so they text them ahead of time, giving them a little instructional video like this, or once they meet them at the property, they're going through this in front of them to get them on the app, just in case they want to schedule any sort of property. Well, obviously they're going to schedule more properties, but to schedule more properties.